at his peak right now. I mean, he's at that point of 28 years old. You know, he's kind of at the point when guys reach their pinnacle of their careers, and you know, obviously it can last for a few years or whatever. But I mean, he's at that point where, I mean, I don't know how much better he can play. You know, and you know, a lot of us say, well, he can get better, but I don't. Like I said the other night, unless he shoot 80% a night on a nightly basis, I mean, the guy is as good as it gets, you know, and he's going to be this way for a while. He's going to be playing this way for a while, but I think right now, everything, the last 2 years in his career, everything's just been coming together perfectly. I've seen him over the years. He worked on, you know, every aspect. I mean, obviously his post game became a big part that I was able to work with him after practice and do certain things. And you know, he's obviously this year he's added his three-point shot, which is a lot more consistent. He's so much more confident. But with him, it's all about confidence. He has all the tools. You know, now he just has the confidence, and he pulls out things in the games. I'll be like, really? Come on, man. I haven't seen you work on that. But he just have the talent. He can go to anything, and now he just has confidence to go to it.
You got to see when his career's over. You know, it's hard to compare Michael Jordan to anyone when they're still playing. I mean, Michael Jordan has won 6 championships. Michael Jordan has won 6 Finals MVPs. I mean, he's done so many great things that to compare somebody like a LeBron James to Michael Jordan right now, to compare him to Kobe Bryant right now, is unfair. You know, he hasn't played along with those guys. He hasn't had the opportunity to do as much. So, you know, it's just unfair right now. I mean, but it would never be another Michael Jordan, you know, and it possibly would never be another LeBron James. You know, certain players like that is just unique in their own right, and I don't know if we'll see another one of those kind of guys. I see him every day. I know what he wants, you know, out of life. I think the one thing that I think he's noticed over the last few years, which, you know, I'm not saying he didn't know it early, but I think he really understands how gifted and how talented he is. And you know, I think every night he goes out there and he tries to showcase that. You know, he knows a big responsibility that is put on his shoulders as well, to lead our team. You know, is because we put a lot into and a lot around him. You know, in a sense, we give it. You know, a lot of us has made sacrifices, and a lot of sacrifices we make is to make sure that he can still be LeBron James and help lead us to great things. So he understands that, and he takes that with pride, and he goes out there on the court and he leads us. The only thing is next for him is to continue to keep winning. You know, he's gonna have individual numbers, and as long as he stays healthy, he's gonna be up there with all the best to ever play this game with scoring, assists, and rebound. He's gonna do all that. He's gonna break a lot of records. The only thing that's left for him is to see how many championships this guy is gonna win. And I don't know, you know, what kind of pressure that puts on him, but that's kind of what he wants. He wants to win multiple championships, and that's the only thing left for him to continue to do.
What do you like best about how your team is playing right now?
I just like that we're playing consistent. You know, we haven't went on a 14-game, 17-game winning streak. You know, we haven't done any of that, but we've been consistent all year. But we have one of the top record in the East, obviously, and I think we're third in the league. And, you know, I just like that, you know, whenever we lose, you know, we find a way to come back from that. So, you know, we're getting better as the season goes on, and I like that.
What do you want to see the team do better specifically? Is there one thing you feel like is important?
Just continue, like I said, continue to get better. I think as a team we understand what's successful winning for us. And, you know, as long as we continue to do that, give ourselves a chance to win on a nightly basis, we're building habits to be able to compete and win in the playoffs and win when it really matters. So, but the biggest thing for us is just stay healthy.
He says, Dwyane, you got style, my man. Do you take style tips from any other players?
Any other players? Style tips? No. But I like other guys that dress. Tyson Chandler's a very good dresser. That's somebody that I look at, and I like to see some of the things he wear. So it's a couple guys that I look at and be like, you know what, I like their style. See what they're doing. Our draft class.
Just if you think about all the famous.
We had a nice draft class. You know, I mean, you can just obviously look at the top. You know, with LeBron and Carmelo and Chris and, you know, myself, and, you know, we had so many talented guys, you know, in the draft class, and even other guys who, you know, might not have, you know, the same name when it comes to, you know, that, but very talented players. So, I mean, 2003 draft class will go down as, you know, top 3 draft classes of all time. I ain't gonna say number 1, but I'm gonna say top 3. Yeah, I played with, you know, Shaq, and you know, I think, you know, obviously in my time, I only can go off what I've seen. I think he's the most dominant center. You know, so obviously I go with Shaquille O'Neal at the 5, and I have to have a steady guy like Tim Duncan at my 4. Because, you know, he don't really need the ball as much, or he's not going to cry or argue for it. You know, he's going to be in the team. And then from there, I guess with my 3-man, I'm gonna have to pick up LeBron James because he can do everything on the floor. And then I need a scorer, somebody who's just gonna score. So, I mean, I can close my eyes and pick Jordan or Kobe. You know, either one, I can close my eyes and grab either one of them at my 2. And then at the point guard, that's why I have the problem. And that's why I ain't got the answer for you yet.
What about Jordan?
Thanks, Dwyane. You're welcome.
He's turning 50 years. Would he still play in the NBA? At what level?
I don't know what level, but I'm sure he can still play somewhere. You know, a couple spot minutes here and there. But I mean, Jordan will forever be able to score the basketball. You know, he can score the basketball at 80 years old, and that's what he's always going to be able to do. Now, he might have a different time getting up and down that court, but when it comes to, you know, scoring the basketball and things like that, you know, I'm sure he can still do that. Well, first of all, it's a little bit of luck. You got to have a little luck, right? But it's also just being smart and them guys taking care of their body, you know, understanding their bodies and doing what it takes for them to continue to play this game and be able to walk away from it when they're ready to walk away from it. So I think they've done an unbelievable job of, you know, being the caretakers of this game. And I think that when they decide to walk away, they're going to leave it in great hands. I mean, we got so many, you know, obviously great players now, but so many great young players coming up as well. And it's amazing. I mean, I remember being in college, and Ray Allen was playing with the Bucks when I was in college at Marquette, and getting an opportunity like to go up there and play against him then. And now he's my teammate. 10, 11, 12. It's like 13 years later, and now he's my teammate, and we're playing together. So, you know, it's just amazing to see what those guys have been able to accomplish by their longevity.
Everybody says it's a young man's league, but it's still kind of old.
No, it's a man's league. Young, old, it doesn't matter. If you can play the game of basketball, you know, you got a job, obviously. And it's not just about being able to score or being able just to defend. It's about being able to do so many of the other things. And the biggest thing out of all is those guys that stay true professionals through it all. And, you know, you have to be that. You have to, you know, really understand, you know, this game. And as well, you have to have people that support you to do that. You know, their families have to support you the whole time for you to feel comfortable and confident to continue to keep playing while you've been doing it so many years. You know, you got kids that's grown up. You miss a lot of time in their lives, etc. So it's not easy, but, you know, I give a hand clap to all those guys that's, you know, still been able to play this long and go that strong. You know what? I never really sit back and do that, but I think this is going to be a phenomenal area of basketball. You know, you kind of talk about the 80s. The 80s was Magic and Bird, pretty much. You know, you always talk about the Lakers and the Celtics. And then you got the, you know, obviously Michael Jordan in the 90s and Chicago Bulls in the 90s and, you know, all these teams. I think, you know, you talk about the individual players, the Patrick Ewings, the Charles Barkleys, all these players. I think when you look back at this era, there's going to be a lot of players that you can pick from, and you could talk about their greatness as well as, you know, as well as we've done for all those guys. So this is a good era for basketball, and it would be led by Kobe Bryant, the greatest player in our era, you know, of this young era right here, and. You know, I think it's going to be a great one. So, especially with a lot of young talent that we have coming up. I mean, leagues only continue to get better. So, you know, it'll be in good hands. Only thing I can do is go out there and play you know, and do what I can with the ability and the talent that God has given me. And you know, I think the biggest thing is people know I love the game. That I'm more than about self. That I think I've shown over my career that I'm really about success and team success. And really others, more so than I have been about just my individual self. Obviously, we all get individual accolades, and we enjoy those, but nothing makes me happier than the success of winning as a team. So I think, you know, when I get done playing, I'm sure, hopefully, that people look back and say that, you know, I was more than just about Dwyane Wade as a person, that I was about so much more, and not just, you know, on the court, off the court as well, with the things I've been able to accomplish and do in the community that has supported me. So, you know, hopefully that's a part of it. I want my legacy to be whatever it's going to end up being, you know. I don't know what, you know, tomorrow is going to, you know, what's to come tomorrow. You know, my only job is to make sure that, you know, I do whatever I can to make myself happy by playing this game, and I continue to, you know, to do what I can. This is a team sport, and I'm a team player. So continue to individually be as good as I can be, but make sure that, you know, I do everything I can to make sure my team is successful.